Just moments ago, I'd say less than 5 minutes ago, I saw the interview from Douglas Gresham that's on NarniaWeb, and it's got a couple interesting questions. Of course, the most interesting ones he doesn't answer, naturally, but I'm just going to go through them one by one, post my thoughts on them. The filming Mirage's Castle, pretty cool. Obviously, he likes the casting choices, obviously he helped choose them. This one asks about the rationale behind making a Minotaur good. And he makes some points I want to talk about. He says that firstly, we felt that we needed to show that in Narnia, old foes can be forgiven and can reconcile and work together, given the will to do so. I don't really see any examples of that in the Chronicles, so I'm not sure why he wants to show that. That's what I can't really understand. But secondly, that in Narnia, as also it is here, a common adversary will bring even the worst of enemies together and unite them. Again, I don't see that theme in Narnia at all. So why does he want to show that? The shapes and colors of a species' body do not necessarily denote their character. That just because someone is a Minotaur does not have to mean that they are all bad. I think there's more evidence in the Chronicles that says actually all Minotaurs are bad than the other way around. I mean, that scene I mentioned in one of the other blogs about, where Nicky Brick suggests, how about an ogre or a hag? And they say, absolutely not, period. I mean, Nicky Brick might say, oh no, he probably could have said, oh no, they have a great personality. And they would, you can just tell from the way it's written, they would have said, no way, it doesn't matter. A hag and an ogre, there's no way we're going to take them in. And when they finally do take, the werewolf and the hag in, it turns out they're actually going to call up the White Witch. It turns out they were actually going to do something evil. And so he just says, oh, we wanted to show this. So I just have to ask the question, why? Why would you want to show that? It's not in the Chronicles. It doesn't really mean much in the grand scheme of things, but it's just kind of confusing. And of course, questions like about secondary characters, and of course he just doesn't answer that one. I wouldn't either. Keep that a secret for now. The thing about Tumnus, I mean, that was a rumor from a long time ago, but we've kind of read articles since then where James McAvoy actually said he was going to miss being in Narnia, so we kind of already knew that, and I would have been absolutely shocked if they'd stooped to that level and actually put Tumnus in. That would have been bad. Prince Prismia's role expanded, no comment. Interesting. Now, he has a very long, elaborate answer, of course, about the children's relationships with Aslan and the development of Aslan. Interesting about the Dryads. Some of them meeting CGI, maybe some not, maybe some, just depending on what the scene wants. This says, do NarniaWebbers need to feel, or Narnia fans in general, I guess, need to feel alarmed at the rumor of there being an attraction between Caspian and Susan in the script? Mr. Gresham's response is, if I were you, I would worry far more about global warming. Well, I am worried about global warming, actually. No, not kidding. Just kidding. But, let's see. I mean, okay, I'm going to assume that he means no, absolutely not. But, I think he's just trying to drive us crazy. Because he didn't actually say no, there's no romance. He just said, oh, we should worry about global warming. Which, I don't, I think he's just messing with us. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a romance. I just think that there's just one scene where they're, probably just one scene where there's talking, and because they wanted to introduce Caspian to Susan and Lucy, probably, because they don't really meet until the end of the book. And so I think in the end it'll just come down to how the actors play it, and I don't think that's the intention of the screenwriters at all. I'm not really worried about a Caspian-Susan romance, personally. He asks about the Peter Miraz duel being changed to Caspian Miraz. This is something that actually meant to mention in the last blog, and I forgot to, that I was concerned about. And he said it's not something he would descend into the depths of despair over. Now, that could mean, no, we're not doing that. Or it might mean, yeah, we're doing it, but don't worry, it'll be fine. So, I will descend to the depths of despair over that if they do that, but I don't think they're going to. I think he's saying they're not going to do that. And I would hope not. Question: do you think Prince Caspian will be about as true to the book as Wardrobe was, or will they make changes if needed? Gresham begins his response by saying, that depends a bit on what you mean by true to the book. Translation: no. Moving on, is Prince Caspian going to be squeaky clean as Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe? They ask about, realism, and they talk about grittiness and the PG rating and everything. And he said some interesting things about how you couldn't really make wardrobe look gritty anyway without taking away some of the realism. And he talks about Prince Caspian being different in character, scenario, and feel. I agree. I think most people will. And I think you'll find it stunningly beautiful, and yet the moods as changeable as the impact and impactive as the weather in which we filmed them. However, what is realism in Narnia will be fantasy here. I'm going to agree with that. So I really think that he is indicating that it probably will have a little more grittiness to it, but probably not on the level of Lord of the Rings or something. I don't know. I'm probably reading too much into it. But it was kind of interesting what he said. There's much more grounds to make Prince Caspian gritty than there was in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I think they'll probably go that direction at least a little bit. And will he have a cameo? That's Adamson's decision, apparently. Well, I hope so. Well, I guess that's just about all my thoughts right now. I'm sure I'll stop recording this blog, then I'll think, oh, I could have said this, or I'll have another thought or something. Honestly, all the issues I have with this thing, they're not really important in the grand scheme of things. You know, the Minotaur thing, it's something I don't really like, but, you know, I'll probably be alright with it. I'll probably put up with it. You know, maybe it'll be like the Melting River scene where you just hit skip by your DVD remote, and it's fixed. But, oh, the Caspian Miraz duel, he says not to descend to the depths of despair over. You know, I'm not sure how I feel about that once again. I hope they don't do that. It's just because that is not really what that part of the story is about. That part is about, I mean, I just love the fact that Peter is fighting the guy, Miraz, who had claimed for so long that Peter didn't even exist. I love that. And that's really what Prince Caspian is about, is that myth coming alive. You know, and the fact that the main characters are actually the myth is one of the things that makes it unique. Whereas with Wardrobe, it was the other way around. You had the myth becoming real with the children. Now the children are the myth that's becoming real. You know, I think that's so fun about Prince Caspian. And so that's why I would not support a Caspian Miraz duel. It's just not what Prince Caspian is about. It would be a typical Hollywood thing to do, but I'm thinking they won't go that direction. This interview kind of hints at that, and I'm thinking they won't. But that's about it for now. Fun interview, and Gresham has a sense of humor. That's fun. And I'm looking forward to the next big report. And I gotta start keeping my countdown clock up. Okay, 382 days to go. And as Gresham kept on saying, you know, that's when we'll have the answer to all these questions. So until the next blog.